Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into, well, one of those social moments that probably makes most of us feel a bit awkward, when you bump into someone you know, but their name just poof, gone. We're looking at how to handle those little encounters smoothly. And we're drawing from this really great English learning resource, a conversation piece that breaks down everyday talk and social stuff. It's got some useful bits in it.
Exactly. And our mission, really, for you listening, is to pull out the useful language,
Yeah.
sure, but also the why. Why do these phrases work? We want you to walk away feeling a bit more confident, turning those oh no moments into more like aha insights about connecting with people.
Okay, yeah, let's get into it. So the main situation in our source material, it's super relatable. Imagine Nick, he's just out and about in his area, and he runs into Anna. He knows her face, remembers they had this good chat last week, something about foreign investment at a conference, but then, uh-oh, the name, blank. Total blank. You can almost feel that wave of panic, right? But what's great is Anna's reaction. She's just so, well, nice about it. Straight away, she's like, don't worry about it, happens to me all the time, and then adds, I'm terrible with names too. Just like that.
And that's the key thing, isn't it? How she just instantly deflates the awkwardness. Forgetting names is, just human. We all do it. By saying she does it too, she's not just letting off the hook. She's kind of saying, hey, we're the same. It builds this little bridge. It really shows how admitting a small flaw, something relatable, can actually connect people instead of just highlighting, a slip up.
That is such a good point. We put so much pressure on ourselves, don't we, for something that's actually really common. So, okay, how can we handle these moments better? Let's look at some of the actual phrases and language tools that came up here. First off, when Nick's kind of floundering, he says he's in a bit of a hurry. We all get what that means, right? No time, gotta go. The source gives examples like, can you drive faster? I'm in a bit of a hurry. Or just, can't talk now, in a bit of a hurry. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's practical. But in that social moment, it's doing more work, isn't it? It's not just about time. Saying you're in a bit of a hurry becomes this polite way out, a social lubricant, like you said earlier almost. It lets you exit gracefully if you're feeling a bit, well, embarrassed, like Nick probably was. Or maybe he really was busy. Either way, it works. It avoids being abrupt.
A handy escape hatch. And staying with that idea of managing the interaction, the phrase contact details comes up. Pretty standard term, name, number, email, all that stuff on a business card, how people can reach you.
Right. And in the flow of this conversation, mentioning contact details is more than just defining the term. It acts like a pivot. It shifts the focus from the awkward right now moment to a let's connect properly later idea. It's subtle, but it signals continuing the connection beyond this chance meeting.
Okay, and then the big one, the phrase that nails Nick's problem, slipped my mind. It just means you forgot accidentally. We all say it, like, sorry I didn't email back, it just slipped my mind. Or that classic, oh no, your birthday, it completely slipped my mind.
Yes, and the beauty of slipped my mind is how gentle it sounds. It suggests it wasn't on purpose, right? Not deliberate neglect. And that little nuance matters. It's softer than a blunt, I forgot.
Yeah.
It frames it as, just one of those things that happens. It asks for a bit of understanding, which makes it great for smoothing over those small social bumps.
Yeah, what's really hitting me with these phrases is they're doing double duty. There's the literal meaning, and then there's the social job they're doing. Managing the feelings in the room.
That's it, exactly. They're not just words. They're tools. Social strategies wrapped up in everyday language. They let us be honest about being human without making things too uncomfortable.
Okay, so moving beyond just the immediate awkwardness, the dialogue also touches on how we talk about location and relating to each other. Like when they figure out where their offices are, they use phrases like around here, right around the corner, and around there. These all kind of mean nearby or in this general area. The
Right.
examples were like, is there a bank around here? Simple enough. Or there's a great restaurant right around the corner, meaning like really close, maybe just the next street. And even broader, LA's great. I used to live around there, meaning near LA in that vicinity.
Right. And these might seem basic, but think about what they do. When Anna says her office is right around the corner from Nick's, it suddenly creates this shared map, this common ground. It makes the interaction feel more real, more grounded, rather than just two people talking in space. It taps into how we naturally talk about where we are.
Yeah, it makes it concrete. And that connects to another phrase Anna uses, which I thought was really effective. Terrible with. It just means you're bad at something, like the examples. You're terrible with numbers, can't remember your own phone number. Or, I'm terrible with directions, always getting lost. And Anna uses it perfectly when she says, I'm terrible with names too. That's self-deprecation.
And this is where it gets really interesting, socially speaking. admitting you're terrible with something, names, directions, faces, whatever, it's not really showing weakness in that moment. It's actually this little act of vulnerability that makes you relatable. Anna saying that instantly dissolves Nick's embarrassment because suddenly it's something they share. It turns his mistake into this moment of, oh yeah, me too. It's a brilliant, really. A masterclass in connection.
Totally. Way better than trying to bluff your way through. Okay, let's shift gears slightly to some more general, real-world tips for sounding natural. Just a quick one on greetings. How's it going? It just lands a bit more casually, doesn't it? More relaxed than the full, how are you, or how are you doing? Good for those unexpected run-ins. And, oh, this story from the source material about forgetting names, it's gold. One of the original speakers shared this, peak embarrassing family reunion moment, hadn't seen loads of relatives for ages, completely blanked on an uncle's name, an uncle, ended up having to do that awkward whisper to a cousin, who's that? And even then, apparently, sometimes just defaulted to calling him uncle because the name just wouldn't stick. We've all had a version of that, right? Maybe not an uncle, but definitely someone. Oh, absolutely. It's that feeling of mild panic. And for situations like that, especially maybe more professional ones, the source had a neat little trick. You can subtly ask for their business card. That usually has the name. Or, if that feels weird, maybe ask them to jot down their email. 9 times out of 10, the full name is right there in the email address. It's quite discreet, lets you get the info without having to say, oops, forgot your name again. Lets you recover quickly.
That's a good practical tip. So wrapping this all up, what's a takeaway for you listening? We've sort of dissected this very common, slightly cringy social moment and found these language tools and strategies really are useful. They give you ways to navigate these everyday things more smoothly, recover gracefully when you do slip up, like forgetting a name. It's not about never making a mistake, but about having ways to handle it.
Yeah, what we've talked about today, these phrases, these approaches, they can genuinely help you feel a bit more comfortable and communicate better in all kinds of daily interactions.
Definitely. And maybe here's a final little thought to chew on. We saw how admitting you're terrible with names can actually build a connection, not just cause embarrassment. It creates empathy. So think about that. What other terrible with things do we tend to hide? Maybe being terrible with technology or directions or remembering dates. Could opening up about those little shared human failings actually be a way to connect more, rather than something to be embarrassed about, something to ponder?